Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into a piece of American history you might just find in your pocket, the 1999 New Jersey State Quarter. It's more than just 25 cents. This coin marks the birth of one of the most iconic coin series in U.S. history and holds a few secrets that can make it valuable and highly collectible. Let's explore why this coin is so fascinating, what rare errors to look for, and most importantly, how much it could actually be worth in today's market. Stick around because you'll want to hear about the prices some of these coins have fetched at auctions. The New Jersey State Quarter was released in 1999 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. This was the third coin in the series, following Delaware and Pennsylvania. It honors New Jersey's role in the Revolutionary War, featuring an image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River, a moment symbolizing courage, unity, and leadership. The design is bold and dramatic, with Washington standing at the front of the boat, surrounded by soldiers rowing through icy waters. Beneath the image are the words, "Crossroads of the Revolution," a powerful reminder of New Jersey's critical role in American independence. It's a miniature work of art, and for coin collectors, it represents more than just history. It represents a turning point in modern U.S. coin collecting. Now, while the coin itself was mass-produced, with over 662 million New Jersey quarters minted in Philadelphia and more than 299 million in Denver, not all of them are created equal. Some carry errors or special features that turn an ordinary quarter into a treasured collectible. So what makes some of these coins rare and potentially valuable? Let's start with minting errors. Certain 1999 New Jersey quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned, a clear sign of a minting flaw. Others have die cracks, double dies, or missing clad layers, all of which dramatically increase the value of the coin to error collectors. A quarter with even a small error can be worth many times its face value. One of the most sought-after varieties is the experimental planchet error. These are quarters struck on planchets, that is, blank coin discs, intended for other coins, like the Sacagawea dollar. The result? A quarter that looks golden in color instead of the usual silver tone. These error coins are extremely rare and have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. Even without an error, a proof version of the 1999 New Jersey quarter, struck specifically for collectors using polished dies and special blanks, can be valuable. Especially if it's a silver proof and graded by a top-tier service like PCGS or NGC in perfect condition, known as PR70. Collectors also pay close attention to the coin's condition. A New Jersey quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded MS68 or higher, can command a strong premium over face value. Why? Because most quarters from 1999 were heavily circulated, and finding one without scratches, dings, or signs of wear is surprisingly tough. After more than 2 decades, the market for state quarters has seen ups and downs, but rare examples continue to draw attention from serious collectors. If you have a 1999 New Jersey quarter, especially one with an unusual appearance or in mint condition, it might be worth checking more closely. So, what about the actual numbers? Here's what these coins have sold for in real-world auctions. A 1999 New Jersey quarter with a major off-center error has sold for over $150. A proof silver quarter graded PR70 deep cameo? That one went for around $75. And one of those golden-tinted experimental planchet errors? Those have reached values of more than $2,000 depending on the grade and demand. So don't overlook the coins sitting in your change jar. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking quarter can hold extraordinary value, if you know what to look for. Top 2. We're diving into a mysterious and fascinating piece of American currency, the 2017 Effigy Mounds Quarter. At first glance, it might seem like just another quarter, but this coin carries stories from ancient history, hidden treasures, and yes, the potential to be worth much more than 25 cents. So grab your coin jars, and listen closely, because if you've got one of these in your collection, it might be more valuable than you think. The Effigy Mounds Quarter was released in 2017 as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series designed to showcase national parks and historic sites from all across the United States. This particular quarter honors Effigy Mounds National Monument in Iowa, a sacred site home to more than 200 prehistoric mounds built by Native American cultures over 1,000 years ago. The coin's reverse design is both powerful and mysterious. It shows an aerial view of several animal-shaped mounds, most noticeably birds and bears, which were built by ancient native peoples as burial sites and ceremonial landmarks. These effigies are not only marvels of earthwork engineering but also hold deep spiritual significance. The image captures that sacredness, inviting both respect and curiosity. Now flip the coin, and you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse, the same one seen on quarters since 1932. But it's the reverse side that draws collectors in, especially those fascinated by America's lesser-known ancient past. So why is this coin attracting attention from collectors and treasure hunters alike? Let's talk about rarity and value. While millions of Effigy Mounds quarters were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and some from San Francisco for collectors, not all of them are ordinary. Some have errors, the kind that make coin collectors' hearts race. We're talking about die cracks, double dies, and even off-center strikes. Some coins may show signs of incomplete strikes or misaligned dies, resulting in unusual markings or ghost-like doubling of the images or lettering. These rare minting mistakes can turn an everyday coin into a highly desirable collectible. One particularly exciting variety comes from quarters with missing clad layers. This means part of the outer layer of the coin is gone, exposing a copper core and giving the coin a very different appearance. These error coins are rare and are always in demand. Another factor that adds value? Condition. Coins that are uncirculated, with sharp detail and zero scratches, especially those graded at MS67 or higher, can bring in much higher prices. And if you happen to have a proof coin, struck with special care for collectors, that can also carry a premium, especially in perfect condition. For those lucky enough to find an error coin or one in pristine state, the reward might be more than just the thrill of discovery. So now the question you've all been waiting for: what is a 2017 Effigy Mounds quarter really worth today, in average circulated condition? This quarter is still just pocket change. But in mint state condition, collectors have paid around $15 to $30 depending on the grade. A proof version with no flaws can go for $40 to $50. And error coins, especially those with missing layers or dramatic double strikes, have sold for as much as $250 in online auctions. It goes to show, the value isn't always obvious at first glance. Sometimes it takes a closer look to discover the treasure hidden in plain sight. Top 3, we're talking about the 2008 Oklahoma State Quarter, and while it may look like an ordinary 25-cent piece, there's a lot more to this little coin than meets the eye. So grab a cup of coffee and listen closely, because we're about to dive into the story, rarity, and hidden value of the Oklahoma Quarter, a coin that could be worth more than just face value if you know what to look for. Released in 2008, the Oklahoma Quarter was the 46th coin issued in the U.S. Mint's 50 state quarters program, a massive initiative that ran from 1999 to 2008 and brought millions of new collectors into the world of coins. Oklahoma's quarter made a big impression, thanks to its stunning and symbolic design. On the reverse, you'll see the scissor-tailed flycatcher, Oklahoma's state bird, soaring through the air with its long, elegant tail feathers trailing behind. It's surrounded by a field of Indian blanket wildflowers, the state wildflower, blooming in full detail. This design isn't just beautiful, it represents freedom, grace, and the natural beauty of Oklahoma. Every line in the engraving was carefully chosen to reflect the spirit of the Sooner State. Now, while hundreds of millions of Oklahoma quarters were produced, over 194 million from the Philadelphia Mint and more than 194 million from the Denver Mint, not all of them are the same. And this is where things get interesting for collectors. Some of these quarters have rare mint errors that make them far more valuable than 25 cents. One of the most sought-after errors is the clad layer missing error. These are coins where the outer nickel layer was improperly applied, revealing the copper core underneath. It creates a dramatic and unmistakable look, and collectors are always on the hunt for one. Another error to look for is the off-center strike, where the coin design is shifted, leaving part of the surface blank. The more off-center it is, the more valuable it becomes. Quarters with die cracks, die chips, or signs of doubling on the lettering or images are also considered collectible and can fetch higher prices depending on the severity and visibility of the flaw. And let's not forget the proof coins, which were struck with special care by the San Francisco Mint. These quarters, especially the silver-proof versions, were not released for general circulation and were intended for collectors. If you have one in perfect PR70 condition, it could be worth a lot more than your average pocket change, but there's something else collectors love: condition. Even without an error, an Oklahoma quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially one graded MS67 or higher, can bring in a decent premium. Most quarters from 2008 have been through a lot of hands, so finding one in top-grade condition is harder than you might think. So, how much could your 2008 Oklahoma quarter actually be worth? In circulated condition, it's usually just worth 25 cents. But if you have a coin in mint state, collectors have paid around $10 to $20 depending on its grade. A silver-proof version in perfect condition can be worth $40 to $60. And if you're lucky enough to have one with a dramatic mint error, like a missing clad layer or a strong off-center strike, those have sold for more than $150 at auctions. It just goes to show that sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin in your pocket could actually be a hidden gem. So next time you're sorting through your change, take a second to look a little closer. That Oklahoma quarter could be worth more than you think. Top 4. We're traveling all the way to the lush, tropical rainforest of Puerto Rico, without leaving your coin jar. That's right, we're talking about the 2012 L. Young quarter, a beautifully designed coin that's part of the America the Beautiful series. But did you know that this coin might be worth more than just 25 cents? Stick around, because today we're going to explore why this unique coin is turning heads in the collector's market, what rare errors can make it truly valuable, and how much it's really worth if you're lucky enough to have the right one in your hands. Released in 2012, the L. Young quarter was the first America the Beautiful quarter issued that year, honoring the L. Young National Forest in Puerto Rico, the only tropical rainforest in the U.S. National Forest System. It's not just a place of stunning beauty and biodiversity, but also a symbol of Puerto Rico's rich culture and natural heritage. The reverse of the coin is truly a work of art. It features a detailed image of a Puerto Rican parrot, one of the rarest birds in the world, perched among tropical foliage. Beside it is a tiny coqui frog, a beloved national symbol of Puerto Rico, sitting on a leaf, seemingly calling out into the rainforest. The level of detail in this design is incredible, you can almost hear the sounds of the forest. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While the L. Young quarter was minted in high numbers, over 68 million from Philadelphia, around 35 million from Denver, and collector versions from the San Francisco Mint, some of these coins are far from ordinary. Let's talk about errors, the kind that can make a simple coin a real collector's prize. One of the most talked about errors on the L. Young quarter is the double die, where parts of the design, like the lettering or the parrot's feathers, appear doubled. These are caused by misalignments during the minting process and are highly sought after by error collectors. Other known errors include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or pushed to one side, and clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing entirely due to a mistake in the blanking process. And then there's the missing clad layer error, one that exposes the copper core beneath the outer layer, giving the coin an unusual and distinct appearance. This kind of error not only makes the coin unique but can also increase its value significantly. Don't forget about condition. Most quarters end up scratched, worn, or damaged from years of circulation. But a coin in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially one graded MS67 or higher, is a different story entirely. Coins with that kind of preservation can be worth far more than their face value. There are also proof coins, struck with a mirror-like finish for collectors. These were never meant to enter circulation and were carefully packaged and sold by the U.S. Mint. If you've got a proof version of the L. Young quarter, especially in PR70 deep cameo condition, you might be holding a small but valuable treasure. Now, the moment you've been waiting for: how much is the L. Young quarter really worth? In average circulated condition, most are still worth 25 cents. But if you have an uncirculated version graded in mint state, collectors have paid between $10 and $25 depending on the grade. A silver-proof version in perfect condition has sold for around $50, and quarters with dramatic errors, like a missing clad layer or strong double die, have fetched up to $200 or more at auctions.so. Before you toss that shiny 2012 quarter aside, take a closer look. It might be more than just change, it could be a piece of collectible history hiding in plain sight. Top 5, and last coin. We're heading deep into the misty wilderness of the Appalachian Mountains to explore a coin that brings the beauty of nature and the thrill of collecting together, the 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter. Now, don't be fooled by its everyday appearance. This quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series, is far more than just 25 cents. It's a tribute to one of the most visited and breathtaking national parks in the United States, and in certain cases, it could be worth much more than its face value. Let's take a closer look at what makes this coin so special. Released in early 2014, the Great Smoky Mountains quarter was the first coin issued that year in the America the Beautiful program. It celebrates Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which straddles the border between Tennessee and North Carolina. This park is famous for its ancient mountains, diverse wildlife, and of course, the mysterious smoky haze that seems to rise from the forested hills. Now let's talk about that stunning design. On the reverse side, you'll see a rustic log cabin nestled among the trees, with a split-rail fence in the foreground. In the distance, you can spot a majestic view of the Smokies. But what really brings the scene to life is the wild turkey flying through the sky, a proud symbol of the region's rich wildlife. It's not just a design, it's a snapshot of Appalachian life, beautifully captured on a coin. Now, while this coin was minted in large numbers, over 99 million from Philadelphia, about 99 million from Denver, and special collector coins from the San Francisco Mint, there are a few surprises hidden among them. And these surprises are what collectors are really after. Let's dive into the world of mint errors, those rare little mistakes that make a coin one of a kind. Some Great Smoky Mountains quarters have been found with off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted. Others feature die cracks, which look like tiny raised lines across the coin's surface. These happen when the die used to strike the coin begins to wear out or break. One of the more dramatic errors is the clad layer missing variety. These coins are missing part of their outer layer, exposing the copper core and giving them a distinct look. There's also the potential for double dies, where parts of the image or text appear slightly duplicated, especially in areas like the turkey's feathers or the lettering. These types of errors don't just add character, they add value. Condition also plays a big role. If your quarter is free from scratches, nicks, or signs of wear, and has been preserved in mint state condition, especially with a grade of MS67 or higher, its value can go well beyond face value. And if you're lucky enough to have a proof coin, with its mirror-like surface and sharp details, those can be even more desirable to collectors, especially in flawless condition. So, what's the real value of the 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter? In circulated condition, it's typically worth 25 cents. But if you have a mint state version in high grade, it can sell for $10 to $20 depending on the condition. A proof version, especially the silver proof in perfect grade, has gone for around $40 to $60. And those rare error coins, like off-center strikes or missing clad layers, have reached over $150 in collector auctions. Not bad for something you might find in your spare change, right? So before you spend that quarter on a snack or toss it in a jar, take a closer look. That Great Smoky Mountains quarter might just be your next great discovery. If you enjoyed this video and want to uncover more hidden coin treasures, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a find. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your change close, and as always, happy collecting.